Hi everybody, today we're going to read Solo, a Star Wars story. This story is about Han Solo, adapted by Barbara Winthrop, illustrated by Pilot Studio. There once was a young man named Han Solo who lived on the planet Corellia. Han worked for a worm-like gangster named Lady Proxima. But he longed to escape and fly among the stars. So he stole a speeder and some valuable fuel called coaxine. But he couldn't leave the planet without his best friend, Kira. Han had to rescue Kira from Lady Proxima's dark, watery den. He didn't have a blaster, but he had a plan and a rock. Smash! Han shattered a window, and sunlight streamed into the den, caused the evil Lady Proxima to dive underwater. Han and Kira raced toward the local spaceport, but just when it seemed that they were going to get away, Kira was captured by Lady Proxima's guards. Go! Kira shouted to Han. Run! Han was alone and didn't know what to do, so he joined the Imperial Navy to get off Corellia and become a pilot. But things didn't go as Han planned. He ended up having to fight for the evil empire as a foot soldier. One day on a muddy battlefield, Han met a disguised smuggler named Beckett. The smuggler and his crew were stealing a big ship called an AT hauler from the Empire. Han asked if he could come along, but Beckett didn't think the young man was up to the challenge. Instead, Beckett told an Imperial commander that Han was trying to run away. Feed him to the beast, the commander ordered. He was thrown into a pit with a giant furry creature. Luckily, the creature wasn't a monster. He was a friendly Wookiee named Chewbacca. Han and Chewbacca worked together to escape. Soon they found Beckett and joined the rest of his crew, Val the smuggler and a four-armed pilot named Rio. Han and Chewbacca's first mission with Beckett's crew was to steal fuel from an Imperial train. But they weren't the only ones trying to rob the Empire's train. The fearsome warrior N5's Nest and a gang of masked bandits wanted the valuable fuel too. It was time to fight for it. It was time for a fight. Unfortunately, the mission went horribly wrong. Val and Rio didn't make it through, and the train car holding the fuel crashed into the side of a mountain. Luckily, Han took control of the AT hauler and flew Chewbacca and Beckett to safety, just in time. But Beckett was in trouble. The fuel was for Dryden Voss, the leader of the gang called Crimson Dawn. Now he, Han, and Chewbacca had to tell Voss they had failed. On board Dryden's fancy ship, Han asked the criminal lord to give them another chance. Voss agreed under one condition: they'd take his top officer with them. It was Quira. Together again, Han and Quira came up with a new plan. They would steal the fuel from the mining planet of Kessel. To complete the mission, they'd need a fast ship. Quira knew the perfect one, the Millennium Falcon. Han tried to win the Falcon from its owner, Lando Calrissian, in a game called Sabacc, but Lando cheated. Quira offered Lando a share in the profits from the stolen fuel. Lando agreed to fly them to Kessel, along with his droid co-pilot L337. L3 was the best navigator in the galaxy. She would take the ship safely through the dangerous space storm called the Maelstrom that surrounded Kessel. Soon the Falcon landed on Kessel. Han snuck deep into the Kessel mine. While Han stole the fuel, Chewbacca and L337 set some captured Wookiees and droids free. Kira, Lando, Beckett, and the Wookiees held off the mine guards as Han and Chewbacca loaded the fuel onto the Falcon. The team blasted off, but an Imperial Star Destroyer blocked their path. And Lando and L337 were injured, so Han took the controls and piloted the Falcon on a different route through the Maelstrom. Little did the crew know that a giant beast lived inside the Maelstrom. Thinking fast, Han launched the Falcon's escape pod to distract the beast. Then they used a burst of the stolen fuel to zoom away. Han piloted a course for the planet of Savareen to deliver the fuel to Dryden. Unfortunately, Enfys Nest's gang was waiting for them. Lando didn't want any more trouble, so he flew away in the Falcon. Han was shocked when Enfys removed her mask, revealing the face of a young woman. Enfys wasn't an enemy. She needed the fuel to fight against Dryden's evil gang and the Empire. Han and Kira wanted to help Enfys, so they tried to trick Dryden, but the crime lord had been warned by Beckett. With no other choice, Kira and Han sprang into action and defeated Dryden. Beckett ran off with all the fuel and took Chewbacca with him. Han went after Beckett to save Chewie. He hoped Kira would meet up with him soon. Instead, Kira pledged her loyalty to Crimson Dawn's leader, Darth Maul. Meanwhile, Han found Beckett. They both drew their blasters, but Han was a little quicker. Han gave the fuel to Enfys to thank him for his help. She gave him one vial of the valuable fuel. With Chewbacca on his side, Han tracked down Lando for another game of sabacc. "I'm feeling pretty lucky tonight," Han said. Lando wouldn't cheat out of his prize again. Han finally won the Millennium Falcon from Lando. He took his place in the captain's chair, with Chewbacca seated beside him. The two friends smiled at the galaxy of possibilities that reached out before them. The end.